Hi everyone, this is Sunny and today I had come up with one more new session on Splunk. In our previous session, we had understood how to install Splunk in Windows. In today's session, I will explain how we can use Splunk for searching. So let's start the session. And before we start, let's open the Splunk first. And how to open the Splunk? Go to the browser. You may have remembered while installing Splunk, you get some port number. What was that? Splunk runs on localhost and the 8000 port and then hit enter. So when you will give this URL localhost and the 8000, it will open this interface. You can use the same URL in your local machine. If you had installed Splunk, you get this interface and then you have to provide the credentials. So these are the credentials that we have used while installing Splunk. And then click enter, sign in. You get interface like this. Now here you have lot of features that you can use in Splunk. So these are the apps that we have: searching and reporting, audit trail, and these are some other features like administrator, where we have account settings. Then you can change the password, you can give the new password, message. In settings you have add data, you can add the data, like Splunk gets data from somewhere, so you have to provide the data, and from this feature you can add data in this Splunk. This is monitoring console. Here you can check like the disk space, indexing rate. So this is CPU usage, Splunk enterprise, memory usage. So all the features that we have in here. So from here you can monitor the data. And then you have like roles. So these are the different roles that we have here. So this admin role that we created. You can find some more features like users. So these are the users. So right now there's only one user, that is me. You can add more users as well. Password management, federation, index clustering. So you can click on indexes. So these are the default indexes that we have. Right now there is no data, we have not added data, but you can use these default indexes. Now what are the indexes? That I will show you, explain later. Data inputs and monitoring console that I showed you. So in the same way you can use these features, okay, that I will show you in later videos. Now let's first do the searching, like how we can search data, which is the main part. For that you have to click on search and reporting. Click here. Now here you have to search the data. Now which data? See, everything is an event. Now why do we use Splunk? As I showed you, let's go to some definitions so that you can recall this again. So that I had already showed you in your previous videos, but let's understand this again. Splunk is a software platform that allows you to search, analyze, and visualize machine-generated data from various sources like web applications, sensors, devices, and more. So it's generally used to get the data. So search the data. It searches data. Search, analyze, and visualize. It helps to search data from different sources. Now, whatever we do is an event. Okay. So whatever we do, like even a mouse click, you are giving some port number, network, you are hitting some network, you are hitting the URL. Whatever you are doing is, and whatever you are doing the code, you are, so whatever is happening is an event, and those events are getting stored in indexes. Okay, so these are the indexes. So indexes are used to store data. If you will go here, browser. Now what are indexes? Splunk Enterprise transforms incoming data into events, which it stores in indexes. So whatever the events we have, whatever the events are getting used, that are getting stored in indexes. Now what Splunk does, it helps to sort data from those indexes. So right now there is no data. We have not added data here in this Splunk, but we can use default indexes that we have here. As I showed you, let me show you that again. Go to the setting. So these are the default indexes, like we have internal. Okay, so these are the index. What are the index names? You can see here, internal, DS client. So these are the default indexes. Now let me show you how we can search data from these indexes. Go to search. Now let's type index equal to internal. So these are the default indexes. You can see here we are getting all the indexes that we have here. Now let's hit internal. Okay, so hit now enter. So once you hit enter, you get all the data which is relevant to this index, which is internal. So this is the internal. Can get all the data. So this is the data. Now you can analyze your data which is really relevant to this index, which is internal. Now if you want to get this data sorted in some more filtered way, what you can do, now let's say you have to search here this services. You can add this in the search. If you add to the search, you can see it gets added here. It gets added here. Now you get all the data where this is. So you will find this content in all the logs. You can see now it's there. So it becomes more helpful to search data from all the logs that we have. Similarly, if you can remove this as well. Do the right click and remove from search. So it will get removed. Now let's use table, or you can say table. Now then hit enter. Now what we get here, you get, see, we have appended the data. Now from this internal, we are changing the format here and getting the data in the table format. Now if you need the data in table format, what you can do, table, then time source. This is the time, this is source and the source type. Time, source and source type. Now what you need, time, source, and you get data in this format. In the same way, you can search data accordingly as per your requirement. Now if you need data in more filtered manner, what you can do, you can restrict the search by the time. Now here you are getting this data which is last 24 hours. Now if you need data of today, you get the data which is from today's date. If you need the data last 30 days, you can get accordingly. And you can also change this, like 30 seconds window, 1 minute window. You can give the date range. You can give the present, like 30 seconds window. As I said, you can change the daytime. You can get the data from this date to this date. In the same way, you can apply this accordingly. So this is how we can use like Splunk for searching. Now it depends on you how good you are in Splunk. You can get the data accordingly. So that was it for today's session. We'll come up with the next session shortly. Till then, have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care.